Unidentified Podcast, episode 15. We're getting there's quite a few of these at this point.
Yeah,
it's also known as the Randy and Nathan Show.
Hey, what's going on, everyone?
Here we are, Randy Fluharty here.
Boom.
Top of the morning to you, Nathan over there.
Hey, bam.
Nathan Hughes.
What's up?
How's it going?
Good. Yeah, a nice wee break there. You know, well, you and Adam were yucking it up last week. I was, just, you know,
you had 20 minutes of wrestling talk. I started the podcast saying like, yeah, we won't go into it, and then 20 minutes later, we're like, hey, stop doing this.
To be fair, once you and Adam like get within vicinity of each other in on Skype, you just wrestling.
It's just so frustrating. I won't get into it, even though last time I said that it led to a. But you don't want to talk. You won't have it. So we're going to move on. We're actually going to talk about what matters today, and that's the video games.
Awesome, video games.
As I like to call them. Nothing crazy today. I don't know if there's a lot of news, but Nathan's here, so we got to talk about him.
Yeah, just talk about me for.
I haven't played much, but I hear Nathan.
Yeah,
you've played something.
I've played a good few games actually. Because what would my brief break? I managed to like start cleaning up my my catalog of games, because when I got my PS4, I just kept playing one game, and then I was like, I have all these other games, so I might as well just play them. And what was I doing? I finished platinumed. That's a story there. I platinumed Shadow of Mordor.
And how is the platinum?
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm baiting you because I know the answer.
It's great tea. Yeah, it's fine. It's great. All right, so the platinum was like it's easy enough because you just kind of play the game, just 100% the game, which is just do everything. That's how you.
Which isn't that hard. I got most of it.
Yeah.
When I ran through it, so.
And there was one trophy on it that made me painfully aware of how like shite the PS4 was at connecting online, because most of my games are I only realized was like they're all kind of single player games, and what with the PSN going down like constantly, I figured, oh well, you know, it's going to happen. They're just still fixing it, right? But no, I actually realized that the PS4 is like, mine anyways, was super bad at connecting online. And what I had to do was, I was on the Wi-Fi, so my PS4 runs on the Wi-Fi, and someone was like, oh no, you're better off hooking straight up, you know, crack out that.
Well, then what's the
LAN
point
cable.
of giving the stupid thing Wi-Fi functionality?
Exactly,
that's stupid.
Yeah. So okay, so here's what happened. To get Shadow of Mordor, the last trophy, what you had to do was you had to avenge the death of a friend, so an online friend who had died in the game. So what happens is, someone else is playing Shadow of Mordor, they die, you have to avenge their death in a mission.
Basically, their orc captain, whatever, goes into your game at that point.
Yeah.
So if they die by a custom orc captain, then
it's
whoever's on your friends list, they get brought into your game, and you have to kill that orc captain to avenge his death.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Very well put. So
I did it too. Yeah, I did it like the first.
You just 30 seconds. Like it took me like a friggin' week to get mine sorted, and I was like, what's going on? It's going on the subreddit. Hey, what's going on? Why isn't it working? And it happened to a lot of people as well on PS4. Like, hey, where's these? They're called Vendetta missions, and there's like people were like, where's this Vendetta mission? People are on about. I can't see it anywhere. So what happened was, a few of my friends played Shadow of Mordor, and they all kind of were like no longer playing it. So I was like, okay, well I can't really use them. So what I did was I just searched Shadow of Mordor in the PS4, like they have a little Twitch box basically, which is I think it's called Live on PlayStation, something like that. So whoever's playing a certain game, you can watch them play. So I just typed in Shadow of Mordor, saw about 5 guys, each with like 2 people watching them play. I just added them all, waited until they accepted me. I was like, oh, here we go. Right. Okay. Now I'm finally going to get this trophy. No, it still didn't work. I was like, what's going on?
Wait, did they add you?
Yeah, they added me. Yeah.
Wow. I wouldn't have done that.
I even messaged 2 guys. I was like, here, I need this trophy. You mind helping me out? One dude was like, yeah, sure. Why not?
That's desperation. That's talking to strangers.
Stone cold desperation. Just these people. I was like, hey, I saw you on a Twitch channel. Can you help me out? Most people are like, no, who are you?
I need this trophy.
Yeah, come on, just scratching my face. Come on. You got any more than trophies? Come on, help me out.
Come on, you gotta help me.
So what happened was, like, I don't know, like, I kind of just went, alright, fuck it. It must be, after, like, I was it's so weird because this is one of the it's one of those things where you realize that the internet actually is, is wrong sometimes. Like, some problems you have can't be fixed.
Yeah, the internet is wrong sometimes, you're right.
Because I googled the problem, and I was like, okay, well, it has to be a problem. Or fix, there has to be a solution to the problem here, because, Google knows everything, right? And no, there absolutely wasn't. It's like, where's the vendetta missions, blah, 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 blah. So eventually I hooked up the LAN cable straight into the internet, boom, bam, worked fine, got the trophy, and I was like, okay, so it's something to do with the PS4, Wi-Fi, and after like a lot of searching, it turns out that there's this weird issue with PSN and most people's internet service providers, where the PSN is trying to send like loads of packets of data towards the ISP, but the ISP keeps rejecting it or something like that. So you get really spotty internet connection. So
Wi-Fi is kind of spotty for gameplay, I should say.
Yeah, and
in general, because it's just the signal isn't constant, it's like fluctuating, so there's a lot of times you can get dropped because of the signal strength or whatever.
It's really weird because, alright, so I'm trying to remember what I did now. I'm just looking it up. So it's this setting I have on my Wi-Fi. It's called like the 8011, something like that. 8011G or something like that. There's like 8011B, 8011N, something like that.
Sure.
It's like, yeah, I get it. But mine wouldn't connect at all. Oh yeah, it's called 8011G. And
probably seen it in the router settings at some point.
Yeah, so I think it's like on most Wi-Fi routers. Anyways, I would try to figure it out. Apparently, the 8011N connection is really bad on the PS4. Like the Wi-Fi doesn't connect like as you expect compared to like the PS3. And I was like, why is that not working? So I had to switch it on my router to B or something like that, B or G, and then it worked. Okay, I was like, fair enough, cool. So what happened then was the internet just went up. It was at like 3 megabytes per second. It jumped to like 12, and I was like, wait, what? It was one of those like, I did it. I just tweeted a link of this guy, just like, he has a mechanical keyboard and he's just like clacking it. He's just like electro music going on in the background. I was like, this is how I feel right now.
I'm a genius.
So,
a computer programmer.
Yeah, that's, like I actually did like a year of computer program before, and I was like, I nowhere near felt as smart as I did that I fixed the PS internet. I was like, yes, finally.
So how did you think of Shadow of Mordor? Because last time we talked, you had barely just touched it.
Yeah, so. Since I completed it, I was like, I played the game to death. Like I completed everything, collected everything.
So you had a good time, but
it was okay. It's just like it's a bit repetitive. That's the only thing.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
very much so.
That game lives and dies on the Nemesis system.
Yeah, but I think when the game was finished, I kind of saw like the cracks a little bit, where it's like, okay, there's kind of nothing really to do. You can only really fight people and go around on the Karagor things. So like, it's a fine game. But
I liked fighting the people in that game.
I did too, but like I said, I've been playing it for so long because I had to collect everything, where it was just like, another fight, woohoo.
Yeah, I think I got like high 80s, maybe low 90s percentage. I had a good time. I just, it's in open world games, when you want to do all this stuff, it gets kind of mindless. So I'll just throw on a podcast, just be like, yeah, let's collect all this stuff. Let's do all these side missions. And I don't mind the stealth in that game nearly as much as I mind it in every other game.
Yeah.
There are so many options, and super forgiving if you get seen, but then there are missions where like if you get seen, it's over, and I hate those.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Like, I think one of the games I was playing was recently I was playing Far Cry 4. Has a lot of those insta-fail stealth missions.
Playing Far Cry 4?
Yeah.
Did I know this?
I thought I told you, no?
Maybe.
Yeah, probably. Anyways, I completed that, and holy crap, that game is like, I don't want to say it's bad, but it's not great.
Oh, okay. I do remember this.
So, right, I went into the Far Cry 4 on the back of Far Cry 3 thinking, oh, it's going to be like this, but more. And it kind of is, and it isn't. Okay, so
in what way? Because that's all I've heard about it, is that it is basically Far Cry 3 again.
Alright, so you remember Far Cry 3 had the great character of Voss. He was in it.
Voss.
Yeah, so Pagan Min is in the game as well, voiced by Troy Baker.
Troy Baker!
Of course, representing. He's in it for like 3 to 4 cutscenes for like 5 minutes each, and it's really like the whole draw of the game was, oh my god, look at this cool villain we have. It's this crazy guy wearing a pink suit, and he shaved the side of his head, and he just knifes someone in front of you. Isn't this cool?
He does seem cool.
He's cool, but he's just not in the game enough to be like.
Well, neither was Voss.
Well, Voss was in it a lot more than Pagan Min. If I'm like. Okay, so Pagan Min, in cutscene terms, he's in the game at the start. You've seen it before, the E3 cutscene, where he comes down in a helicopter, and then there's a scene after that where he's having dinner with you, and then he's not in any other cutscene until like the very end. And then it's just like, the only kind of story you get from Pagan Min is, he calls you on like a little, radio every so often, and he just says random stuff. Like, that stuff is funny. Like, he was saying something like, he wants to throw a party or something like that, and he says, he'd love to have a conversation with Kanye West. He's like, have you ever read his Twitter? It's absolute gold. And
I'm conflicted. Yeah. Okay, we'll finish your thought, and then I'll bring it up.
Yeah, it's just like, the story in the game is crap. Really crap. Is
it as bad as 3?
No, 3 is like gold dust compared to 4, and 3 has its problems, but like you remember the arc in 3 where it's like you're basically this idiot douchebag.
I don't know if I remember the arc in 3.
Okay, well you're like an idiot douchebag, and you turn into this like really cool. Well, not cool.
Well, yeah, no.
you turn into this like really
I remember
crazy
the general outline.
Yeah,
but then it got some weird like tribal. Yeah. Voodoo nonsense.
It jumped ship, but that's
real bad.
But like this game is like you're just like you get free from get freed, sprung, whatever, from Pagan's Palace, and then immediately you're just blowing up people, shooting people with a grenade launcher. And I remember in 3 when you first kill someone, there's like shock, panic, because
for half a second, and then you're
but even then that kind of goes, oh wow, I guess this guy doesn't like killing. And to this, it's just like, no, fuck it, just blowing up people, don't give a shit. And all you do for the game is just do what people tell you. It's like, the terrorists in the game capture you. And like a lot of people said, what's the point in you helping anyone out? It's like, you're just here to do, like, you're here to scatter your mother's ashes, right? And you can do this in the game. You can actually wait and scatter the ashes and then just go home.
Yeah, we talked about that.
But, yeah, like, there's no real reason for you to be there anyways. Even if they do spring you, you're like, why am I here? And they're like, oh, go do this for me. And you're like, are you going to help? And they're just disappear. And you're like, hey, what? So your character is like no personality whatsoever. Like,
it reminds me of Mass Effect 3 when you're walking through the town or planet, whatever you want to call it. And you just overhear someone say like, oh, I misplaced my thing. And then later, and it like adds a quest to your quest log. And you just come back later when you found the thing. You don't even know that you found the thing. You just found it.
Is this
and
it?
You talk to him, you're like, is this yours? And you're like, oh yeah, thank you. Like there's no exchange at all. Like it's so bad.
Yeah. So
it's not a quest. It's just you got this item that you overheard someone needed and you gave it back to them.
I remember reading a post on Reddit where someone said, a lot of game characters are too reliant on the fact that they know you have quest markers. So it's like, so someone turns around to you and says, hey, I need a medallion, from my house. Can you go get it? And it just, you have a quest marker that shows you where his house is. But like, I think someone's saying like, it should be old school where it's like, oh, can you get me a medallion from my house? Just go up there, past the truck, go left, and then go to the waterfall, and it's there. So
this actually ties into what I've been playing, but do you have anything else you want to talk about on Far Cry? We'll go back to what else you've been playing.
Yeah, sure.
Because this is a perfect segue.
Yeah, just, like the game is, okay, so this is a Ubisoft problem for sure, but the game is just like so super busy.
I am so sick of towers. I am so sick of freaking...
There's a lot of those. There's 17 towers.
Oh my god.
Okay, so this is like friggin' ridiculous, right? Right, so you know in the game you have outposts. You just have to go in, kill all the enemies, and the outpost is free. Okay, what happens is that once the outpost is free, you like jump in a car and drive off. The game will just go, oh, our outpost is under attack, please turn around and help. Basically, you just left. And if you turn the car around... You
couldn't have said that before I drove away?
You turn around and you just pull up and then there's guys shooting. You're like, okay, I'll shoot them. And then once you shoot them, you drive away, it does it again. It's like, oh, our outpost is under attack. It's like, what? No, like you don't have to fight.
Alright guys, I can only do so much.
Yeah, it's just, the game's so much shit thrown at you. If you're not...
I just wanted to bury my mother.
You're standing there.
Spread her ashes.
I had a test. I stood there I was doing something on my phone. So I said, I'll let the game rest. I'm not going to pause it. I'm going to let the game rest for a minute and see how long it takes before something happens. 20 seconds in, attacked by an eagle. Did it again, 15 seconds, outpost was under attack. Did it again, 20 seconds, a patrol car pulled up and started shooting at me.
This is beginning to sound like a glitch.
Okay,
bad
the outpost one, I think, is a glitch, but everything else is not. The game just keeps throwing shit at you, and people have been saying, like...
yeah, the animals look super annoying. They were annoying in 3, but they were nowhere near... a freaking bird just jumps up in your face and claws your arm. Like, that's...
Yeah.
What the heck?
There's no way to, like...
You can't avoid that. It just happens, right?
Like, it just happens. If it's nearby, it just goes for you, and you're like, just leave me alone, please. And even if you kill it, you just get feathers, which... are basically useless, I think.
It's kind of frightening, but then it gets, man, it's that number one thing that we always go back to with tension versus, annoyance.
Yeah, it's straight up annoyance though. Like, you're walking along, you just hear people scream, eagle, and you're like, oh, okay, I can count down in 10 seconds I will be attacked by said eagle.
Like in JD from Scrubs. Just
driving past on the scooter. I wish for that to be real. Yeah, the game's, it's fine. Like,
Is it fun to play?
Play Far Cry 3. That's what, it's
But what if I had already played Far Cry 3 and I want to play?
It's the same thing. It's the same game, which is...
Yeah, but there's new stuff, sorta.
Yeah, but it's like saying, splashing out $60 for DLC.
I'm playing devil's advocate here because I have no intention on playing Far Cry.
Okay, I'd say the only cool thing is you get a grenade launcher in it. I don't think you get that in Far Cry 3, but it really isn't. It's not good. It's just consider the leap from 2 to 3. I know they're years apart and all that.
I like 2.
I love 2 as well, and I like 3, but completely different reasons. But 4 is just 3.
But worse.
I don't want to say it's lazy,
or maybe it's just the reason it's so apparent that it's not as good is because it's just so similar and it's so fresh. Like the Far Cry 3 kind of just happened, like 2 years ago. So it's still kind of just, okay, this is too similar too soon. Whereas Far Cry 2 to Far Cry 3 was such an enormous difference.
Yeah.
I really like 2 though. Like 2 was so different and fresh.
2
was unique.
2 was hard as hell. Very tough.
It was fun in the way.
Oh yeah, it was rewarding tough. It was like if you were to say like, oh, you have to kill
malaria.
One guy.
I don't know about
malaria
that.
shit. That was
I don't know if I like that.
No, I don't think I did either. Anyways,
back on that,
your
but
segue,
everything else was cool.
You referring to?
Well, it's too late now. Just remind me about like quest objectives and stuff when we get to my turn, so you keep going.
What else have I been playing?
Wolfenstein.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Thank you. I completely forgot about that. Which is
your game of the year that you played after the year was over?
Yeah, that's what I officially gave it my game of the year 2014 after the year was done. Because
pretty sure you officially gave South Park the Stick of Truth.
Yeah, they're both they're both great for completely different reasons.
Yeah.
Wolfenstein's great because it's a great marriage of like old school, like you have to pick up health and shit. You can't just duck behind cover and wait for the red jelly to fall off your face. Like it's nothing like that. You have to run up and
it does recharge a little bit, right? There's like sections.
Yeah, but it's not enough to last. Like,
right.
Yeah, you have to pick up armor, health, and all that.
What was the first game that did that? There was a game that had like health sections that if you got lower than a section, then you could only recharge up to your most recent section of health. I don't remember. Like there was a game that originally did that.
Yeah.
Like I like that a lot. More people should do that because then it still gives you the idea that you need to get health, but at the same time you're not stuck in these like Doom or Duke Nukem scenarios where you have 5 health and you're just scounging the level.
Yeah, it gives...
Scounging a word? I don't think it is.
Scrounging, you mean?
Scrounging. There you go.
So
I had to acknowledge it because if I didn't, people would be like, he just said scounging.
It's our new word. We made it up.
So I also played Wolfenstein.
Did you finish it?
I have not.
Okay.
I actually haven't gotten that deep into it yet, but what I play, the shift in tone is so weird to me.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if, cause it gets super, super, super dark, but also kind of cheesy.
The best way to describe it is it's very much like a Tarantino game.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah. It's straight up Inglourious Bastards at times.
And I'm not crazy about Tarantino. I like Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not crazy on Tarantino. I like Kill Bill, like, I don't care about it. Which I might be alone in, but whatever.
I think Wolfenstein was good. It had a decent story, but I was there for the setting and the whole, like, that game is like the design in the game and like all the cool world building tech they use in it, like material, I guess would be the word. Like, there's stuff like, there's records in the game, so they have like, the German Beatles basically, which is hilarious. I think is fantastic. And even a bit of the music plays German section of the game, which is pretty great. But, like other stuff like just the creativity that went into it, it's like I can see this, like if this looks plausible, you know what I mean, where you're looking at there's one section where it's like you come up to this building and it's just draped in like Nazi emblems and the colors are just like so like organic. It looks like, wow, this looks exactly like I see it in like history documentaries or pictures or whatever. So I have to, like, it was done really well, I think.
Yeah, it looks really nice. Like, it just from a, not even necessarily a technical graphics point of view, but from a, like you said, visual design.
Yeah, the aesthetic is just fantastic. It's so good. Yeah, so you were saying you didn't love the change of tone? I
don't know yet, because I haven't gotten too deep into it, but it's just such a dramatic shift. Like, 1 minute well, I don't want to spoil it, but there's some heavy stuff right off the bat.
Yeah.
But it's right before that, it's super goofy and fun and like, like, I don't know.
There's a lot of like moments like that in the game.
It gets heavy. It gets real heavy and dark.
And then goofy, yeah.
And then super goofy and then heavy. But I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. A part of me, like someone, I remember reading on a comment before, it was like, someone said, hey, I was kind of going, wait, what is this? I'm playing a game where there's like giant robot dogs chasing me with huge, robot Nazi like monstrosities, and I was like, he said, it's like, then I kind of realized that I think back to the source material and I forget they had like a robot Hitler at the end of the game.
The thing is, though, is that this game has no right to be a Wolfenstein game because it doesn't feel like it at all. At all. Like nothing.
No.
Except for the fact that everyone's calling you BJ Blazkowicz.
Yeah.
Blazkowicz. Whatever.
Anyways, did you play, I think, okay, let me try to figure this out. Okay, it's some of the team from Starbreeze was working on this game.
Right.
So their previous game was the Chronicles of Riddick games.
Yeah, I played the demo of the first one.
All right. Well, I actually played both of them because they came out on PS3.
They also made the Darkness?
Oh yeah, they did too, yeah. Which I haven't played, but I've heard.
Which I also hear is good. Like, yeah. The thing about it is that those games emphasize story more than they emphasize everything else, which is why they were so fresh at the time. I don't know if it plays as well as it did, because a lot of games do that now.
And Wolfenstein, I think, it's a good combination. Like, the weapons in the game are really good. You get stuff like, you get like a laser weapon in the game. I don't think you've got it yet, as far as you are, but you get to upgrade it as you go, and you can make your own cover with it and stuff. Well, like, you can cut out cover and stuff. The game's weapons are really clever. And they're like,
I think the best thing that they're doing that a lot of other games, well, some games do, but when you use, like, I don't want to ever do stealth ever, and it doesn't penalize me for it. It rewards me. Like, I use the assault rifle, so they're going to reward me with assault rifle perks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like, it's a smart way to level up, because they're like, hey, you don't want to do stealth? Well, here you go, level up this tree.
And it's a good thing as well, because it like, as you said, it doesn't punish you for not being a fan of stealth, but it also rewards you for using assault weapons and stuff, but it rewards you for using different types of assault weapons in different scenarios, which is great, because like one mission or one objective is like, take out 5 guys with your assault rifle, and you do.
Oh, right. I was doing like even in the first mission, I was like, oh well, I could if I use the pistol and get headshots, and I can so I pulled out the pistol and I started like that's smart.
But I love, like, okay, so that I'd say that'd be like tier 1. As you get to like tier 3, one of them is like mow down 5 guys in 5 seconds with a long machine gun, which is like, yes, it's like, I will do that.
Yeah. I just don't, it's so weird, because when I think of Wolfenstein, this is not at all what I think, especially, Wolfenstein's kind of changed a lot now that I think about it. Wolfenstein started as like, basically Doom before Doom.
Yeah.
Like corridor crawl, find the keys, shoot the Nazis.
Oh, you also get to play the old game in the new game, which is really cool.
I heard about that.
Yeah, I got to play it a bit, and I was like, this is really good. I like this, even though it's super hard.
And then they changed it to like a super, not serious, but a regular first-person shooter back in the day.
Yeah.
Like early 2000s.
Yeah.
That had really awesome multiplayer, so no one gave a crap about the single player anymore. And then they rebooted it. And this is a sequel to that reboot, but they never mentioned they barely ever mentioned the reboot. Nobody liked the reboot.
I remember reading, off the Twitter, I think they said, they weren't fans of the reboot, but they kind of kept some of the story elements in it just to be like, as a nod, kind of like.
Which is weird because no one bought it. No one bought this one, really. They should probably, that's why it's weird to me that they decided to make that. They could have made this anything else. They didn't have to make this Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
And I feel like Wolfenstein put a disservice on it because Wolfenstein's been so weird for so long that no one gives a crap about it anymore. And you take away multiplayer, so you got half your audience away from it now. So I don't know.
It's a good game though, I have to admit. Like it's probably
I still enjoyed it. I'm not going to say that I hated it because that would be a lie. And I will keep going on it when I have more time.
It's a very old school game, I think, whereas like once you finish it, you get to play it again with different modes and like different.
I have never cared about that sort of thing.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Ever since I got older, like when I was a kid and those were the only games you had, it was like, of course I'm going to go through.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, do it like different styles. Like,
but once I play it once, I saw the story, I know what happens. I'm just like, screw it. I got money. I'm getting new games.
Randy, make it rain.
Something's on sale.
So Wolfenstein was, it was good. I'm currently downloading, this month's PSN games,
which is,
a Transistors one, Rogue Legacy, and another called, I don't know how you pronounce this. It's called Apotheon, which is that.
Oh, wait, that's free?
Yeah, that's free.
No kidding. And I want to try that game so bad.
I have been looking at the reviews and it is getting really good reviews.
Is it on PS3 or PS4?
It's on PS4 as far as I'm concerned. Let me check.
So I can't get it for free then, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, it's coming to PS4. Hey, you can you can get Yakuza 4 or Thief.
I mean, I could get it on PC, but if it were on PS3, I'd get it for a lot cheaper because I'd just sign up for Plus and download it.
Yeah. It looks really good. Apparently, reviews are pretty high up, saying this is really good.
I want to try that. I want to try that bad. So
people saying
maybe secretly.
I've been seeing like it's kind of like a Dark Souls level combat with side scroller, and it's like that sounds very cool. I want that now.
I want it.
So yeah. I also downloaded the Battlefield Hardline beta, which I immediately quit. And
wait, is it a multiplayer beta?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, this happened to me like twice with multiplayer games. I decided to check out the Destiny demo in the game, just to see what it was like, see what the rage was. Because, demos are free, and hey, I want to see if this is as bad as Randy says it is.
And?
So, what happened was I was downloading it, right? And once you download it, I was thinking, brilliant, I can play it now. Click, this game is now installing, check back in 6 hours. I was like,
God.
oh my god! And I just quit it and deleted it. And the same happened for
why wouldn't they just install it when you download it?
Yeah, I know, because that way I'm kept in the dark and I assume, it's still downloading. And I'm not, like, it's very weird.
Just add the progress to install or whatever. Or like exactly. As soon as it's done, just say like installing.
But the bad thing is I can't do anything, like I can't play another game because that is the game. So, like, technically the PS4 registers I'm playing it, even though I'm just waiting on it for it to install, which is the same thing that happened with Hardline, because the second you download the game, it came up at 20% for me, and I was like, okay, so I have to wait for it to install. I'd say 20 minutes, it went up, 1%. And I was like, okay, this isn't happening, I'm sorry, I'll just see what other people's reaction is, because I just do not have the capacity to wait. Even if I left it plugged in all day, went to college, came home, it would probably still only have gone up like 10 to 15%, which is ridiculous. So
did you play any of the beta?
No, I did not. I quit it and went on Netflix.
Did you watch House of Cards?
I did, yeah. I've been taking it really slow, but I've been enjoying it.
No kidding.
Because
third season's coming out here soon.
I think it's the end of the month anyways.
What episode are you on?
I am just finished season 1, so yeah.
Oh boy.
But I'm gonna burn through season 2, which I'm really looking forward to.
Season 2.
Yeah, that's what everyone's saying to me. My girlfriend was like, oh, you think season 1 was good? And I love season 1. It's like, wait till you see season 2. It's like, oh, Jesus. I don't think I can take this.
The quality notwithstanding, that is just some crazy stuff that goes on in season 2.
I really do.
I mean, it gets a little over the top.
I'd imagine. I mean,
that's all right.
Season 1 was like very grounded, and just until the very end it was like, whoa, holy shit.
Yeah.
But
they don't go back. They realize that, hey, crazy is better, I guess. I don't know.
Kevin Spacey being crazy, don't even speak of that. It's not uncommon at all for him.
Apparently he's super nice. I saw an interview. Well, no, Troy Baker didn't ask me anything.
Yeah.
And he was talking about Kevin Spacey, and he apparently
I forgot they worked
super
together.
nice and super excited to be a part of it and stuff.
Yeah.
So that whole, like, douchebag persona he puts on in the for the public.
Acting.
I think he is. I think he's just having a good time, just trolling everybody, I think. It's Kevin Spacey.
Yeah. What a man.
Anything else?
No, that's about it. I've been attempting to play Alien, and I get to the menu and I go, do you know what? I don't want to play.
Yeah.
And that's what, because, okay, so
the menu is even creepy.
I came home yesterday and I was like, time to relax with a bit of PlayStation. And I was
what bums me out about the menu?
I can't play Alien. Yeah,
it's gonna sound like I'm stealing this because I heard this on a podcast too, but I totally noticed it. You know how like the opening credits, or not the credits, but the opening logos start off and there's like a 20th Century Fox logo and it's super grainy and
I love that,
and all that stuff, and then the developer logo comes up and it's super grainy and stuff, and then all of a sudden AMD, super clear, beautiful, like crisp. Just here, I don't know if it's like that on PS4, but it totally does that on PC. It drives me nuts.
This crisp logo. What is
just
it?
Beautiful. Just here. This is what you're. It just totally ruins it.
I'm gonna notice this now. I'm like, every time.
It might not have it on the PS4 because it's a PC thing, I'm assuming, but maybe not. I don't know.
Man.
Yeah, let me know, because that bugged me when I saw it.
Yeah, so anyways, I came home and I was like, I'm gonna unwind.
Like, wow, you just totally ruined the immersion that they were going for. Great.
Yeah. But I was like, I'm gonna unwind, just chill, you know.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Fire up some Alien.
Just relax. Play the most tense freaking game.
It's like saying you want a massage, so I lie in a bed of nails and get someone to jump on my chest. This is the opposite of what you want right now.
Yep. All right.
Anyways.
So I guess I'll talk about what I've been playing.
Sure, fire away.
Since that segue is dead, I'll just start. I remembered a game while we were talking that I've been playing, and that was Resident Evil Revelations 1.
Ooh.
Because 2 is coming out. And I bought 1 when it was on sale super long time ago, and never jumped into it. And I jumped into it this time, and I don't think I like it.
The curse of the Steam player. Of all these games, and then forget about them. And then come back around. So you don't like it?
I don't think I like it. I'm not sure yet. I've played 2 chapters, I think, so far. It's just, I don't know.
My general good instinct with that kind of stuff, where it's like you're playing a game, and you're like, I don't know if I'm just playing this to play it, or if I'm enjoying it, but if I find I'm like, I don't really like this, it doesn't get better. It just, it gets worse.
I'll keep going on it for a little bit, but the story is bad even from a Resident Evil standpoint.
Right.
Like, at least Resident Evil, the stories get you where they need to go to be crazy. This is just kind of like, you're on a ship. You want to be on a ship? I guess. Well, you're on a ship, so there you go. To
me, it just looks like a spooky Metal Gear Solid 2 game.
And the aiming has never been perfect in Resident Evil. I'm not even going to comment on the aiming. It's good enough.
Is it still like tank controls, or is it like...
No. You can even move while shooting.
Oh, okay. And is that good or bad?
It's fine.
I mean...
Like, I don't know why, like, Dead Space did the moving and shooting thing a long time ago, and that was fine, so the Resident Evil just took way too long.
Yeah.
To be like, hey, you can slightly move to the left. Like, why is that so hard? I don't like the basic enemy.
Right.
Which isn't a zombie. It's like this weird tentacle creature thing.
Yes.
They're just not fun to fight.
So it's like...
They take 1,000,000 bullets to go down.
Is it like in 5, where they have that giant wiggling worm on top of their head? Is it like that?
No, because those are basically just the Los Granados they're basically those. They're just the shambling... No, so...
Slow-moving people.
In Resident Evil Revelations, I forgot the name of the game. There are these just tall, tentacle-looking creatures that swipe and stuff where... I don't know. They're a little too extreme to be a generic cannon fodder enemy, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, they're just not fun to fight repeatedly.
Right.
Well, they're not difficult, per se, but they're just not, like, a zombie's satisfying to shoot because they're easy and stupid and slow, and there's 100 of them, you know? You can just mow through them all. This, they're just tall, and I put it on hard difficulty. And you know how every Resident Evil's got the moment where you see the enemy for the first time, and it's like this big deal, and it's a cutscene and everything?
Yeah, and they always get away.
On hard mode, so I thought the game was just bad. On hard mode, you see a monster in the first 2 seconds, and there's no cutscene. He just walks around the corner. I'm like, whoa, that's kind of weird. And then I got to the cutscene where they show the enemy for the first time. I'm like, well, oh, wait, so they just littered this hallway with enemies to make it harder? And I put it on normal. Sure enough, there are no enemies in that hallway before the cutscene.
Oh, God.
So that I just like, okay, I'm not going to play this on hard. That's just stupid. So I don't know. I'll keep going.
That sounds awful.
Keep going on that. It since it's a DS game and it's stretched to PC, it doesn't look fantastic. It looks all right. Yeah. I'm not even sure it's even related to Revelations 2 at all.
Have you been seeing the news coming out about Revelations 2?
Like Barry Burt. Oh, are you talking about the microtransactions?
Yeah. What do you make of that?
Well, I mean, but that's just for the sort of the survival raid mode or whatever. I don't think it's for the single player.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think has there ever been a Resident Evil game with microtransactions?
No.
Okay. That can't be a good direction though to take. Where it's like, oh, we need more money.
Well, I mean, for the mode that they're doing it in, it makes sense,
right?
Because I actually played the survival raid. I think it's called raid mode, which is essentially just mercenaries with an ending. Do you know the mercenaries mode? From Resident Evil? You didn't play that. Oh, okay.
I played a bit, but not enough to be like, oh, I know everything.
It's kind of like that. Only there's no time limit and there's an ending. So it's basically just a section of a level that you go through and fight a bunch of enemies.
Okay.
That's kind of and you level up and you unlock weapons and stuff like that. So that it makes kind of perfect sense for them to put microtransactions in there for the people that want to be like, I just want to unlock this now, pay money. It reminds me a little bit of the Mass Effect sort of thing. Only the Mass Effect thing kind of sucked because it was random what item you would get. You couldn't choose that I want this plasma rifle. You have to buy a box and unwrap it, and hopefully the plasma rifle is in it. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see the episodic sort of nature of it.
Do you think it will be anything that works, or would you?
Well, the thing is, though, is that the whole game is done already, and they're just going to put it out once a week. So I'm interested. I'm interested to see how this goes, because there's something like I'm on record saying this, that I think the episodic format could work. Someone just needs to crack it. Mm-hmm. If finishing the game first and then putting out a section of it a week at a time is what does it,
right? Sure,
why not? But that's kind of weird. I don't know.
I remember back when Wolf Among Us came out, when the first episode dropped. There was a lot of like leftovers, like because they show like a little trailer at the end of it. What's coming next? I remember 2 was delayed a lot because I think someone figured out the plot of the story. It's like what's going to happen. So I think the folks at Telltale like just recrafted the story. They said, okay, we have to rewrite some stuff, and I think that works to some degree. Where it's kind of like a mystery story where you don't know who did what. Where it's like what happens in the end, no one knows. As opposed to like an arc kind of story, because like if there's some kind of like whodunit, if it's a whodunit kind of story, it makes sense where it's every week, because if just say someone figures it out, you could you can mix it up and try to do it again. But I don't know if it will work for Resident Evil, because I'm pretty sure Resident Evil is like cut and dry. Like they all kind of have the same bases to hit every time.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you could say that, I guess, but Resident Evil 5, and especially 6, I didn't play much of 6, but those games get kind of nuts. Resident Evil 6 literally starts with the president turning into a zombie.
Like all good games.
Missed opportunity by not calling it President Evil.
Yeah. That is a Photoshop way to happen.
Chew on that one.
Yeah.
I'm sure someone has come up with that. There's no way that
I'm going to check. I'm going to verify this.
Just Google President Evil. Just
hey,
Obama's face.
There you go.
All right.
That's not.
I feel better about humanity now that Because if I came up with it this late,
it's more of a satire about real life presidents as opposed to Resident Evil.
Well, whatever.
We got Berlusconi.
Still, someone used
Obama.
those two words together.
Yeah, Photoshop. You gotta love it.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how the episodic thing works. Because, yeah, like I said, if you're telling me that I can play a TV episode every week, that sounds kind of cool.
Mm.
You know, super short chunks. There's something about the sitting down and playing through an entire thing in one sitting that's kind of satisfying. And it's very rare that ever happens anymore.
Well,
and by anymore, I mean there are very few games that you can actually do that with that aren't indie.
That's true. I mean, I can't remember the last time I've actually played a game all the way through that was like a decent length, as in, I'm talking like even plus like 3 hours, like plus 6 hours maybe. I can't remember the last time I played a game all the way through in one sitting. But, I like games that are like broken up into chunks because I can enjoy all of one setting. Because I'm a person who really likes to get the most out of my games. So I don't want to play a game and then have it over in like 2 days. But to have it stretched out over weeks, I'm still invested in it. So, yeah.
And the thing about having it being episodic is that they can give you artificial stopping points that feel better than just saying, well, I got to stop, so save the game and stop, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Whereas, like, games, when you have to stop playing, it kind of sucks because you're like, I don't necessarily want to stop playing, but I got stuff I got to do. I just kind of stopped right before or right after this super big thing, and I wanted to, you know, there's no... Or sometimes you'll just stop in the middle of nothing. Just be like, well,
yeah,
I got to save it.
And
nothing, and then you have to jump back in.
Yeah.
There's no... It doesn't feel smooth. This way you could be like, all right, well, this big thing happened. There's kind of a cliffhanger, but it's a good stopping point.
I guess that could work for a lot of games where it's like, just, I'm thinking of one, Devil May Cry, where like haven't played it in a while, but if I jump back into it, I'll completely not remember what's going on, like what am I doing? So I can imagine a game like some games.
Previously on.
Yeah, previously on. Like,
there are some games that have done that.
I wish I think any game with kind of like an episode format. I think Alone in the Dark did it because they had they tried to do the game as like a TV show.
What was that game? Deadly Premonition did it.
Oh right, I have that downloaded.
It's kind of interesting.
Did you download that last week?
I do. Wait, no. Well, I had it on PC because it was like $5 or whatever. But
I kind of want to play it, but I don't know if I want to.
I kind of want to play it because I'm pretty sure I want to.
It just looks so bad, but I don't know.
Yeah, but it looks bad in such a fun way.
I do love story games. They're always very like. What's that new one that came out? The Deadly Dark Dreams Don't Die. It's like on Xbox One. Right. Apparently, it's just as crazy. Where it's like crazy shape.
But I will never play it because it's on Xbox One.
Yeah. I have seen a video of the guy, one of the characters, he has like 4 slices of pizza and he stacks them all up at once and takes a bite.
All right.
I was like, okay, that's definitely very sweary.
Crazy Japanese,
exactly.
sweary sort of thing, yeah. Right. Well, the other game that I've been playing, I think those are the only two, which is why it would have been such a good segue, is Dying Light.
Oh, we could have made a zombie segue right there, so you missed 2 opportunities right there.
Well, whatever. Revelations 1 doesn't have any zombies in it, so...
Oh, Jesus.
At least not yet.
Dying Light.
So have you played Dead Island?
I have, yes. And
do you want to play some more Dead Island? With parkour? And a way better story?
I don't know. I'm kind of over zombies, but...
Yeah, so am I. And I'll tell you why I even did it in the first place. I owed my friend money. Right. And he's like... and I finally got enough money to pay him back. I'm like, hey, do you want your money back? And he's like, yeah. Wait a minute. Dead Island's coming out. I'm like, yeah. It's like, you could just buy me that. I'm like, okay. But then I'm going to buy you it too so we can play together. I'm like, well, no, because then that kind of defeats the purpose of me.
Wait, Dead Island
paying
or
you
Dying
back.
Light?
Or did I say Dead Island?
Yeah. It's like, whoa.
Dying Light, yeah.
Time warp.
Dying Light. And he's like, well, if you just play with me, then you don't have to pay me back. I'm like, what?
The good old hooker.
Wait, what? So you would rather me play this game with you than get your money back?
He's
like, yes.
That's so sweet.
I'm like, so You're telling me that if I buy this game for myself and you buy this game for yourself and we play together, I do not owe you this money anymore. And he's like, yep. I'm like, well, okay.
I need more friends like that. Just
right.
Just play.
Well, keep in mind, this friend has also been really crappy with money in the past, so maybe he's trying to, like, make good. I don't know.
That's a fair compromise, though. He's like, hey, let's spend the money on something we both can enjoy. And then you both high-five and ride off in the sunset on motorcycles.
That game was pretty good.
Is it Dead Island with parkour, or is it more to it?
Yes.
Is there more bite to it?
There's a little more. Well, the reason I say a little bit more to it is that I think the quests.
I just made a pun without realizing. Sorry. I apologize. I said, is there more bite to it?
I can't.
Yes.
We might have to end this.
I've been reading a funny book recently, so I must have inadvertently. You must have
picked up the comic timing.
Yes. It's like, just absorb that shit.
Yeah.
Look at me at the Apollo Theater.
You've been on it lately.
Yeah. Been on it like a bonnet. Anyways, it's more Dead Island, or is it more Mirror's Edge than Dead Island, or?
It's barely at all Mirror's Edge because the parkour is super easy.
Right.
Mirror's Edge, there's some craft to the parkour.
Yeah, you got it.
And this is just hit a button and you'll climb.
Right.
It's good though. Like, I think Dead Island was good in spite of Dead Island. Because it's super, it was super janky. It wasn't really that well designed, but it was fun to kill zombies.
Yeah.
I think that killing the zombies in that game was more fun than it is in Dying Light. That said, I think Dying Light is a better game. If that makes sense.
Yeah, like everything bar.
Basically everything but better. Fighting the zombies is better.
Yeah.
It obviously looks better. There's way fewer glitches. I don't think we've run into any yet. The story is actually pretty good.
Right.
Which is surprising to me. I went in there expecting absolutely nothing.
Yeah, usually.
Voice acting's really well done too. The quest design is actually makes sense for the world. It's not just like, okay, there are a couple of go find my thing. But a lot of them make sense for the world. They're like, go turn on this generator so we can set up this trap. Like, that makes sense, right?
Yeah,
for a side quest.
Sure, yeah.
The problem I have with the game is that, as I said, it's just not as fun to fight the zombies. And part of that is because the durability system of your weapons, which is your weapons break really quickly, and then you can only repair them like a certain number of times. Like, each weapon has a number of repairs that it can have before it's broken forever. So I got this super awesome knife that could just chop through this thing, and it's so fun to use. Oh, it's broken. Well, I can repair it 3 more times. Once I repair it 3 more times, I can never use it again. Ever.
Well,
there's no way to...
Is that not a good way to kind of mix it up, though, where you're like, okay, well, I need a new weapon, and then you find something new you enjoy?
The good way to mix it up would be, here's a better weapon, I don't want to use this knife anymore. In Dead Island, that's how it works, because in Dead Island, you can repair, as far as I can remember, you can repair weapons indefinitely. I might be misremembering that.
I think you're right, yeah. You could...
And the weapon modifications in Dead Island were way better, too. There's like a crafting table, and this is just, hey, do you want it to do more damage? Add this to it. Hey, do you want it to do electricity damage? Add this to it. There wasn't like all right, let's get down and look at the stats. Like, Dead Island had way better crafting system, and it was more satisfying to fight the zombies in that because of the weapons partly, but it just, I don't know.
That's interesting because, like, when I first remember seeing Dying Light, I never really took notice of the whole, crazy weapons kind of thing. I always thought it was always about the parkour and evading zombies. So when you actually do say, well, the zombie fighting is crap, that doesn't, like, completely throw me off.
It doesn't because
I don't think
because of that, because of the parkour, and you don't only fight zombies, you fight some humans too, and fighting the humans is actually kind of fun because they fight back, where the zombies just kind of stand there like idiots. And then the other big hook is that there's a day-night cycle, and they mostly come out at night.
Ooh, spooky.
Mostly. The zombies get ridiculously harder at night, like to the point where you cannot fight them in one-on-one easily. And even if you get good enough that you can fight them one-on-one, which I have become good enough to fight them one-on-one, there are often more than one, and there's no possible way you're going to fight more than one. You just can't, because they're so hard. So what that means is that you're going to be, and they like freaking sprint at you. They climb and they jump and they run and they do not care as long as they're like the Terminator. Until you stop breathing or they lose you, they are not going to stop. And so it becomes a super parkour race to get away from those guys. And that is the most fun I've had in that game so far. Is Like the music gets super intense, and you can press a button to look behind you while you're sprinting, so you can see like just the super fast, scary zombies chasing you behind, going like rah, rah. And like originally when I first started playing the game, I'm like, there shouldn't be stamina for sprinting. Now I know why there is, because of this. Because if otherwise if you could sprint indefinitely, there would be no tension.
Yeah,
once you start, like you can, and it's not even a meter. You can sprint for a really long time, and it's just long enough to where you're sprinting, and all of a sudden you hear your character start panting, and you're like, "Oh God, no!" And then his vision starts to get faded a little bit, and you're like, "Oh God, no! I'm running out of stamina. What do I do?" It's super fun running away from those guys.
That sounds really good. Like, it kind of, just to jump back a quick second, it reminds me a bit of Shadow of Mordor when you said like the whole day and night cycle. So what I imagine is that you probably get a mission during the day, and you look at your watch and like, oh crap, I've only got 2 hours to do it. So,
not quite.
Does it work like that at all?
Not quite.
Okay.
You can, at any point, you can go to a safe house and sleep until it's either morning or until it's night.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're during the day and you sleep, you'll sleep till night. If it's night, then you'll sleep until the morning. There are missions you can. There's no like time.
Okay.
I mean, there is time. There is a watch, but from what I can tell, no missions are tied to it.
Okay.
So basically, what it means is this a night mission or is this a day mission?
Oh, so is there never a case where what about side quests where it's like the mission starts in the day?
There are side quests that
if you
can
dig around, it turns night.
Yeah, you can. Yes.
Okay.
So if you take too long during the day, it turns into nighttime. And there are also missions that are like,
yeah,
okay, you need to turn on this generator at night because we need to trap the super zombies in there or whatever.
Right.
So there are missions that only work at nighttime.
Okay.
As far as I can tell, there are no missions that require it to be daytime.
Okay.
But,
yeah. Yeah, I was just saying that, it kind of reminds me of a bit of Shadow of Mordor, where it's like, okay, so just say in Dying Light you get a mission, you have to go to this warehouse or whatever, get some stuff, it's nearly nighttime. If you run, you'll make it, but just say the zombies do something where you're kind of like, they slow you down or whatever. And then suddenly you're like, the game changes, like the rules kind of change. And it's nighttime and you're like, okay, I can't do what I planned to do. I have to think on my feet. That kind of reminds me a bit of like Shadow of Mordor, where it's like, I want to fight that captain. You go towards the captain and then all of a sudden 2 other captains just come into the game. Like that kind of, unscheduled random mission that like you couldn't possibly have prepared for, but like the game still throws it into the mix and you have to think on your feet. I think that's really appealing. And since you said that, like I've seen it in 2 games now. So Dying Light and Shadow of Mordor, where the game throws in a random element that you couldn't prepare for, but I imagine it makes the game so much more immersive. Like,
yeah, the one other critique that I have about that is that I think it takes too long to get to nighttime.
Oh, really?
It takes, and nighttime's a lot shorter.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard, I guess. But I kind of wanted to get to nighttime faster because it would make going out during the day, more tense because you'd be like, oh, I only got it so long before it turns nighttime. And I also kind of wish you couldn't just sleep through the night every single time, or it was harder to do that or something. I don't know.
You mean you wish you could sleep through the day kind of thing?
Basically, if you don't want to experience the nighttime, you don't have to, because you could just sleep.
Right.
You could sleep through it, and if you don't want to do those side missions, whatever, don't do those side missions. Another benefit for being at night is that you get like triple the experience or whatever, which is interesting. But since it's not night that long and it's kind of a pain in the butt to go sleep until it's night again, it's not really practical to be playing the whole time during the night.
Like, I've been interested in Dying Light, but the problem is, like, I'm coming off the back of 2 open world games. Like, I played Shadow of Mordor.
It's not, so...
And then Far Cry.
It's not quite like those.
Yeah. How is it different, though? Is it kind of like, it's
well,
open...
there's not really... Okay, up until recently, I didn't think there were any towers, but then there were towers.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, there's parkour and there's no towers? Well done, developer said. But they're few and far between from what I can tell.
Right.
Basically what it seems like is that there are missions throughout the world, and that's kind of the only reason it's open world. That, and there are items that you can find. I don't think it would work as well as it does without decent mission structure and, some context. Context goes a long way. That's why I like that there is decent voice acting and a decently written story.
Right.
It's not it's not going to win any awards, but a story that makes good enough sense, like it goes a long way. I want to do this now because it's not just freaking Dead Island was so cheesy.
But yeah, very much so.
I did not give one crap what was going on there. In this, I'm like, oh, okay. So, and there's clear motivations for the characters, and it helps very much.
How's the co-op? Is it? Because I remember seeing
single player with another person.
Okay, because I remember reading on Twitter. I think someone from IGN tweeted said like looking at other people do parkour in the game is like watching your grandpa do parkour. Like, the animation looks really weird when you see someone else do it.
Yeah, it looks weird, but who cares? And one thing they do that's kind of interesting is that when you initiate an objective for a quest or whatever, a lot of times it'll say, "Do you guys want to compete to see who does this faster?"
Ooh.
So that's kind of interesting.
That's interesting.
So there would be like, we'll start this quest, and then it'll be like, "Hey, this quest is halfway across the map. Do you want to race?"
That's cool.
Do you guys want to? Do you want to see who gets there first?
Because
and then you go like, yeah, and then the person that gets there first gets more experience.
Because I've been playing Far Cry 4 co-op a bit, and it's just like you said, it's single player with another person, and it's not in terms of fun. There's just two of you. Like there's twice the opportunity to get detected, twice the amount of killing power, but it's never. There's no challenge. But the fact that Dying Light has a kind of like hey, you want to stick it to this guy? It's like I mean, let's do it.
It goes so far. It's at least in Dead Island, you were different characters. In this, you are the same freaking guy. There are just 2 or 4 or 3, I guess, too.
Nice.
You're just the same dude.
But the main character
talks. So when you initiate like a cutscene or whatever, sometimes you can see your partner also in the cutscene. It's weird.
I was hoping they'd just only talk to you and look at you. Meanwhile, you're just like the other guy is just like outside the door, it's in the cold.
Like an Assassin's Creed Unity where there's just walking children in the background of the super serious death scene. Yeah. It's fun though. I'm having a good time.
Have you checked out
I wish it wasn't zombies.
You wish it wasn't zombies? What would you prefer?
Yeah, because anything else. I'm so sick of zombies.
I suppose. I mean, I honestly couldn't think of what else could be though. Vampires. There you go.
Freaking, I don't care. Like people. Does it matter?
Yeah, I suppose. Did you try out the zombie mode in it?
No. Well, no.
All right.
And as far as I can tell, not a lot of people are, because unless it doesn't tell you when someone invades your game.
Okay.
I don't know. Because you can only invade when you're at nighttime.
Oh, okay.
And from what I can tell, yeah, I don't know. It never mentioned if someone joined our game at night. It just, maybe they did and they just sucked. I don't know.
So,
or they were good. I don't know.
It seems to be that like the people's opinion on Dying Light is that the reviewers give it a 6.5 to 8.5. That's kind of the breadth of the review scores I've seen. But anyone who's actually played it, like, normal non-reviewer folks, just have said, yeah, it's great. It's really good. I give it an 8.
It's also just, it's kind of, while it's similar to Dead Island, not a lot of games have come out like Dead Island,
It's
kind of the Dark Souls sort of thing, is that even a bad Dark Souls is still interesting because there haven't been that many games. On paper, yeah, like, I keep screwing up the stupid name. Dying Light isn't the greatest game out there, but it's different enough. It's refreshing. It's just fun. You don't need to have this award-winning, like, Last of Us sort of experience every single time.
It definitely helps that, like, it's a new gen game, and there's no game like this on PS4/Xbox One. So there you go.
And they canceled the old versions too, so you kind of have to.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, it looks interesting. I think I might pick it up when it's a bit cheaper, because, me, gotta tighten them purse strings.
The thing about the co-op, I wish all games would have this. I wish co-op mattered, I wish you needed a partner to do things. I wish it goes back to that old Wolfenstein thing where each person has their class and each class has their role to win or whatever. And
the Brink thing.
Yeah, Brink. And even Evolve. You weren't here last week when I was talking about playing Evolve because I was in the beta.
All right.
That has classes that all work toward a common goal, but there's no single player, so it does nothing for me.
Well, there is single player,
no,
but it's not the kind.
No, I mean they want to say there's a single player, but they're saying it is the Titanfall single player.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, come on.
It teaches you how to play it multiplayer.
It is multiplayer with bots. That doesn't count.
It's 2015. The tutorial is now the single player mode.
I'm not going to go too into Evolve again. You know what, Nathan? If you want to hear about Evolve, go listen to last week's podcast.
I'm sure
go 20 minutes in.
Yeah, skip. Fast forward to all that wrestling crap.
Roman Reigns.
If I hear the Miz, I'll just keep fast forwarding. I know.
Oh, man. So, you might be interested in hearing this. I don't necessarily hate the Miz right now.
Oh, okay. Things have changed.
He's
New year, new leaf.
He's doing all right. Yeah. He's doing some decent work. So.
Good to hear. I'm glad
I've hated the Miz for so long, and he's finally, see, that's how you can tell I'm never going to be biased. If you do good work, I will acknowledge you for it. Even the Miz.
Especially the Miz.
So, if you knew me, you would know how big of a deal it is, because I freaking hate the Miz.
Even I know you think the Miz is shite.
Right.
And then he's not bad. Whoa, what's going on?
He's doing some decent work. I can appreciate some decent work. Alright. Hughes news.
Whoop. Okay, so, we need some kind of, team tune, I'm sure.
That just takes way too much effort.
I mean...
If we start getting paid, then I'll put music in, but hey.
Hey, there you go. Okay, so first up is, there's a Humble Bundle out, and it's all to do with Star Wars.
Star Wars! Too bad I have almost all of those games.
But hey, it's a lot of cool games.
It's like $12 is the max price right now?
Yeah, if you pay $12. Okay, here's what you get. If you pay $1, you get KOTOR, Jedi Knight Academy, Dark Forces, you pay the slight average or more, which I'm not too sure what it is, but it's Battlefront 2, KOTOR 2, Republic Commando, and more to be announced. And then tier 3 is $12 more. You get Force Unleashed Ultimate Sith Edition, Force Unleashed 2, and Empire at War Gold Pack. So they're all on Steam. They're not DRM.
What's Empire at War?
I think that was... No,
was that the RTS?
I think it might be. Let me check. I was thinking, I thought it was that MMO, but I think that was shut down.
No, that was Old Republic.
Was it? No, there's another one.
Do you mean the old? You mean Star Wars Galaxies?
Maybe. Yeah, I think. It is an RTS. Yeah. So yeah, I mean,
okay, I might do that then because I never played Empire at War.
You just pay $12 and you can get it.
$12 and get all of it. But I have all of it. So if anyone wants an extra copy of a lot of those games that I already have, hit me up.
So, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's getting a lot of people excited for Star Wars game that's coming out this year, and the film as well.
Which is what?
Battlefront.
I think
it's called
Battlefront's coming out.
So,
is that coming out this year?
It should
right now. Is it coming out this year?
I think
is the movie coming out this year?
Yeah, it is. So I think it kind of has to come out this year, which
I mean, it doesn't have to.
Well, it ought to.
It's going to.
If not,
it's basically because whether it's done or not. I mean, it's EA, so chances are they'll just finish it when it's out.
Well, yeah. I hope they don't mess it up, though.
I mean, it's like Battlefield 4. They'll just keep patching it, and they'll keep patching it 2 years into its lifespan.
No, don't wish that on anyone.
I don't wish it on anyone. It's just what's going to happen.
Don't state it. If someone from EA could be listening and get ideas,
genius!
That's not a bad idea.
We'll just give the DLC away for free, like a make good, because people are idiots. Like, oh yeah, that totally undoes all the crap that I went through.
All right, so moving on. A new Lego game has been announced. 2 new Lego games. All the Jurassic Parks are coming to Lego.
I just don't care about the Lego games.
But this is something to care about, Randy. This is Jurassic Park. Come on, it's Jurassic Park. Hold on to your brakes.
It's Lego Jurassic Park.
You get to hear. Hold on to your brakes. Come on.
No.
It's no.
Clever bricks. Are we just going to add bricks into...
Brick finds a way.
Welcome to Jurassic Bricks. Just add bricks into every...
I was kind of hoping it'd be Brick Park. Like, here's Brick Park. We've got red bricks, cinder blocks.
Must go bricker.
This is the worst park in the world.
You got a brick, you got a brick. I can't see us if we don't brick.
You didn't say the magic brick. This could go for a while. Anyways, I'm excited for it. I mean, Lego games are cool. They're fun little games.
I really hate that brick.
Jesus. Moving on, since Radu doesn't seem to be too arsed with Lego. Hotline Miami 2 is coming out in March, it seems, which is pretty cool. The developers did a cool thing where they just tweet the phone number. So everyone rings the phone number, and then they get a message from the people in the antagonists in the old game saying, like, I think they just dropped a date or something like that. So
did that game have voice acting?
No, it didn't. But
this message is voiced.
Sure, it's probably it's one of the guys who works in the game.
Weird.
Yeah, I think
that's weird.
Very weird. It's interesting way to.
I have no interest in Hotline Miami whatsoever. Oof. I know that hurts you.
Yeah, very much so. I like it. The guys making the game are just really cool.
It's getting some controversy though.
Yeah, I think it was refused classification.
Yeah, because of rape.
Yeah, but
right in the beginning, just opens the game.
I suppose.
And you rape a chick.
Yeah, I mean that's all games these days, right?
Yeah, I mean, I wish.
Hashtag Gamergate, right?
I wish.
You know, I
wish too much.
Wish every game was like that. Damn it, not enough.
I saw it. It's not that bad. It's
within context, right?
Well, especially since it's not actually a rape. It's like they're filming for a movie. The tutorial is basically a take of a movie. And then right after the rape, they're like, okay, cut!
Oh, okay. So people are getting shocked at a simulation of rape.
Yeah, I guess. But the thing is that it's not graphic enough. It's not...
It's pixels, for God's sake.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're freaking out over... that is what's the implication is, and I'm assuming that it's going to offend a lot of people, but whatever. If it offends you, just don't freaking play it.
Yeah. There you go. Take that one to bed right there. That's
freedom of speech.
Yeah, that's right. Anyways, moving on. Just Cause 3 got some new screenshots, and yeah, the game looks pretty. Like it doesn't look the same as Just Cause 2, which is great. There's a lot of color going on. There's a wingsuit in the game now, apparently, because wingsuits are just all the rage.
Another game I don't care about.
Just Cause 3. Have you played 2?
Yes.
And did you play the multiplayer with 2?
No.
Oh.
It goes back to that make your own fun thing, and that's kind of all that game was. After a while, you just, like, oh yeah, I can grapple myself to this plane, but I've done that before, so I just got bored.
In terms, there's really been not a lot going on. I mean, Fahrenheit, Indigo Prophecy, that came out again,
I like that game.
Did you play, are you going to get the remaster?
No.
No way. I actually haven't played it, but I wish it came out to PS4.
I mean, I don't know if it's going to hold up, because that has one of the worst second halves to any game of all freaking time.
Yeah, I remember seeing the first section and going, wow, this is really cool. Because
it opens stronger than almost any game ever.
Yeah.
That is the definition of throwing you into a game and just like, boom, you are hooked. What is going on?
Yeah, it's like you kill a guy, right? And then you have to
yes,
cover it.
That's the first thing. You just murder a guy in a bathroom, and you're like, "What in God's name just happened?"
And there's a million ways to do it.
I was not in control.
I remember seeing stuff like you can wash your hands, wash the weapon, mop up the floor.
Yep, and the better you do, the harder it is for the cops to find you.
That's pretty cool.
Yes, it is a cool first half.
And then,
boy,
yeah, what a nosedive! I remember seeing somewhere, I think it was on the Wikipedia page, where the guy was highly influenced by The Matrix. So basically, what happened was halfway through making the game, this dude who made the game, David Cage, right? He saw The Matrix and was like,
he saw The Matrix halfway through. He's like, whoa, have I not been turned on by this? It's just, and then, but there are literally 10 to 20 minute, that might be an exaggeration, but there are super long quick time events of just Matrix fight scenes. They're freaking horrible. So bad.
I remember the Matrix game. That was pretty cool. I remember at the end when the two, who are the guys who directed the Matrix? Yeah, the two brothers.
I saw that scene.
Yeah, they're talking to you. I think one of them's a lady now. I'm not too sure.
I don't think one of them turned into a lady.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure.
How would one of them turn into a lady? You mean in the game?
No, in real life.
One of the Wachowski brothers turned into a woman?
Hold on.
Is that what you're telling me? You're telling me one of them had a sex change?
I'm Googling it and it comes up. That's a suggestion.
Really?
Apparently, yeah.
They had a sex change.
Mate, one of them, Larry Wachowski, transgender. There you go.
No kidding.
I thought you knew that, no?
No.
I can't remember.
I thought you were just saying that he just spontaneously turned into a woman.
In the game.
Interesting.
I mean, I don't even know if that's true. Probably is. I'm not very in touch with trivia about directors.
I just don't care.
That's it. Yeah, I don't care. You go for it. The Matrix, the third movie, was really bad. Did you see that one?
I saw. I think 2 and 3 are freaking hot garbage.
2 was okay. They had that really cool.
2 was tolerable.
They had that really cool
because they had some cool scenes.
What was it? The highway.
The story was a mess. Yeah, the highway scene.
That was so good. That was really good. Yeah, the story was crap.
But 3 was just top to bottom, just turd on my face. It was bad.
I can't believe I paid this much for this.
Why would they do this to me? I specifically said when I came in here, no pooping on my face. That's the first thing they did.
So just the small bit of industry news. Sony Online Entertainment, that changed their name and everything. They become Daybreak Game Company.
They are no longer.
Yeah, they're not affiliated with Sony anymore. So they actually will be making Xbox One games and hopefully PC
because
games.
everyone on Xbox One was like, I really want to play DC Universe Online. That's the one thing.
What's that other game they have? H1Z1, whatever the hell
H1Z1, which is basically crap.
Oh,
Daisy.
Daisy, yeah. I completely forgot as well.
Stupid zombies. I almost said Dying Light again.
Their news is Joystick closed down. That's a lot of shift in video game journalism recently, I noticed.
I mean, it's kind of inevitable. I feel like we're going to see a lot more of this.
Yeah, I mean...
Joystick was a smaller tier of those. Like, there kind of isn't any room for them anymore.
Yeah. Which is a shame, because...
It's a shame.
I don't know, like a lot of magazines are kind of back in... That's kind of when it started, like, magazines, it got a little, like, less... You see less magazines, like, I don't know, are Nintendo Power still going? I don't think so.
I think they relaunched it.
Oh, okay.
But then I think they took it back down.
Yeah. But yeah, like, it just, I noticed it really slowly, just like everything's kind of just getting, like, IGN still going strong. They'll probably still go, they'll probably be the only ones left in like 10, 20 years time. Who knows? I'm probably PC
Probably.
gamer.
Well, I think the ones that will stick around are the ones that are embracing the change, which is like, Giant Bomb and GameSpot to an extent.
Yeah.
I say GameSpot to an extent because they're still trying to, news, reviews, previews sort of thing, which is not where this place needs to go. Giant Bomb doesn't barely do any reviews anymore. There's like, people don't come here for that.
Yeah, they just come for the people on it, so.
Yeah.
Which is good, because I think it's nice to get personality across when you're doing, like, news and stuff, but for Giant Bomb, all I ever hear people talk about is just, like, the characters on it, the people who do podcasts.
Funny they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, but they just talk about themselves, or just...
I can't see... Yeah, I'm surprised Joystick has lasted as long as they have, actually, because they are kind of just a lesser tier.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of doing them a disservice because they're not...
A poster just fell
They weren't bad, like they... Yeah, I heard that.
I was like, whoa, shit. My heart just vomited onto the keyboard. That's right, we're doing it live, folks. We're doing it live. Heart on the keyboard. Oh, that's right. That's the joy of live shows.
I was saying Vomiting Heart, but...
Oh, yeah. Vomiting Heart, yeah. And that's a punk band. Heart on the keyboard is like an 80s synth, I imagine.
Yeah, Heart on the keyboard is basically Pat Benatar.
Oh, yeah. With the flock of seagulls thrown in.
Or Heart.
Bad hairs. Yeah.
They just add on the keyboard.
Yeah, like... just a lot of news publications are just really starting to dry up a bit. And a lot of them are trying to keep it fresh. Like, I know... I think Games Radar, they got merged with Edge.
Screw Games Radar.
They did a lot of listicles, which is fine, I guess. If you want a listicle, you're like top 7.
I mean, if people are stupid enough to go be like, I'm going to click these 100 times, but
I suppose. I mean, if you want to find out like the top 7 underpants in games, like where else?
I mean, they have like a top 10 PS4 games of all time list. Are you kidding me?
Of all, really?
I think they do.
A year ago. I mean. You haven't even got to the good stuff yet. Bloodborne, yo. I mean,
they're technically not wrong because the PS4's,
it's like these are...
They can update the list as it updates, I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
The the game or the PS4 launched, you're like top 10 PS4 games. There's probably like 9 PS4 games. Number 10 is like I don't know, Netflix. Best game ever. You get to watch all these shows. Add up your game score.
So stupid.
I don't know. Like yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I imagine a lot more places would shut down in the coming future. Hopefully not. Like because the people who work there always seem pretty cool. But who knows?
Yeah. Good luck to all this.
Yeah, best of luck.
Because here we are sitting here striving.
Yes, podcast game going strong.
If you guys need a job,
come around, get some Skype headphones.
Yep. Just get Skype, laptop, headphones. Microphone.
I know it's expensive and all, but you know what to do.
Yeah. So, anything else?
No, I think that's about it. I'm probably going to dip into this PS4. How the hell do you pronounce this? Apothian?
I don't know.
Sure, this God of War thing.
I might play it too. It's like $12.
Ooh, it's an investment. I'm pissed I missed the Binding of Isaac because that was free and people were like, oh, that's a really good game. Or like,
it's not bad.
They're still playing it. And I was like,
I liked it quite a bit for about a week, and then I'm like, I'm kind of done.
That was me.
If you got Rogue Legacy, I feel like that game does.
Oh yeah,
it's not exactly the same, but Rogue Legacy is incredible.
And Transistor. Woo. Adam loves that game.
Yeah, I know he does.
That's why he's
wrong.
Oh, that's right.
You'll
hear the Fallout next week, I'm sure.
Wait, have you played Transistor yet?
No, I haven't. And
okay,
I'm going to keep quiet.
To settle this.
Shit, it's down to me to figure out who do I support.
If you can make sense of what is actually happening in that, then good on you. Because it took me a while, and I'm still not even sure.
Well.
I wanted to like that game so much. I don't think it's horrible.
You don't like it. It's not your cup of tea.
It kind of is my cup of tea, though. I really liked Bastion.
Right.
I kind of like the combat in theory. I just didn't think the encounters weren't. I'm not going to go into.
Right. Don't worry. We'll probably dip into it next week when I play it. So you can.
I should.
Harp to
as we're wrapping up, I should announce now. I think on the 24th, is that a Wednesday?
Consult the calendar.
25th.
It's Tuesday.
25th is what I meant.
Yes, 25th.
I will not be able to record a podcast, so if you guys want to do it without me,
we will see. Will this be the first Randy-less show? We'll still upload to your channel somehow. Hack in there.
I think you kind of have to, right? That's kind of the only place it goes. Just have to send me the file. Be like, I'll just throw it up. I'm not going to listen to this.
It's like, just send it to everyone. Here's the podcast, even though Randy isn't here, but still, enjoy.
All right, you talk to Adam about it. See what happens. If not, there will be no podcast. So, what is this? 2 weeks?
3.
It's more than that. 3. So
4?
You've got plenty of warning.
3. Yeah,
it is not 4 weeks. It is 3 weeks from today.
All right.
Plenty of time to mourn the loss of that one podcast.
Don't worry. Well, we're going to make the best one ever. That's right. We're going to have special guests. We're going to have Troy Baker in.
Yeah, we're going to bring on Troy Baker while Randy's not here.
I mean, I was going to, but I didn't want to be rude, so now that you know. Cat's out of bag.
Yeah, so look forward to that. Other than that, if we can get 2 people other than me on at one time, we will do Steam reviews again.
Oh yeah, that's right. Don't worry, Steam reviews are coming back.
And I was thinking about another game that might work with one person.
Ooh.
So
Randy's got some stuff cooking.
Sorta. Not really cooking so much as I was trying to sleep last night. I'm like, maybe this would work.
And just write it down. Go back to bed.
I didn't even write it down, so I might forget it by the time.
It's a good idea. Just remember.
Oh God, what was it? No. All right, Nathan. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Randy.
I was going to thank other people. Well, you're welcome.
Thank you. That's right.
I was going to thank other people, but screw them. There's no one else here. So, see you next week on the Unidentified podcast. Oh, Randy, there's so much of the book. I can't believe.
Oh no, what's going to happen to the fan when you're not here? He's going to wilt and die like a plant.
He'll find a way.
He always does.